I know you love to do mentorship. Talk to me a little bit about how you got into that and kind of what that entails.
Yeah, I mostly for me now, what it entails is really just being active in the DMs, because I get questions all the time. And, I never wanted to be that guy that wouldn't respond to people. So, I get young guys hitting me up all the time asking, hey, how did you get started? What do you recommend I do here? I'm thinking about, I want to do what you do, or I want to be an electrician or something else, and asking for advice. So, I will have pretty lengthy conversations with guys on a regular basis, and girls, whoever's interested in learning about this stuff. But I try to be pretty open, and accessible through that. And so that's a big part of it. And then of course, I don't know what you mean by mentorship in the sense that, like, if you mean like that with like strangers, or of course mentorship with young guys that work for me as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that piece to it as well. So trying to steer these guys in a direction, whether they're going to work for me forever, or they're going to go off and do their own thing, or whether they're going to be blue collar, or whether they're going to go, whether it's just a summer job. Like two of my nephews are working for me right now. And they're probably, I think they're like 16 and 18 or 19. They're young, you're really young. So kind of, teaching them everything I can teach them in the time they're with me, and whether or not they stay, I don't know, but just kind of making it a pleasant but hard experience for them.
Yes, sir.
And so, yeah. And, just being a good guy to work for, and trying to make it reasonable, but difficult,
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you do is difficult. I mean, like you said, every day you walk in, it's a little bit something different. You're hitting the same, skill sets that you're trying to hone, but you go through that wall, not all what's behind it's not always the same.
Right. And, part of it too is when you get these young guys that are, they want to learn. When I started, it was probably 2 years before I really got taught a whole lot. I was treated like a mule for the first couple.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started my company, I didn't want it to be that way for the young guys that were coming up under me. I wanted them to learn. That didn't mean that they wouldn't be doing hard stuff, but I wanted them to learn right away in the beginning. Like, start learning. Yes, you're going to be carrying loads of studs. Yes, you're going to be digging holes, or you're going to be carrying bags of concrete. But in between those times, I want you learning and paying attention, and I'm going to teach you this stuff so that, by the time you're 2 years in, you've actually got some skills and some experience under your belt, versus being like 2 years of just doing grunt work and nobody looks at you or talks to you. So that was kind of something I wanted to do a little different than the way I was taught.
Well, yeah, because I feel like you can run a lot of people off that way too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they are good. You've got to. To me, when you have people as assets, you've got to feed them. Like nobody wants to come in and just be that that bottom man on the totem pole every single day. Yes, they understand you got to pay your dues, but maybe the last hour of the day you grab that guy and say, "Hey, man, I'm doing this junction box. Come over, hang out with me. Let me work with me." Yes. Those kind of things go so far with people, because that you're investing in them, and they're like, "Oh man, he sees enough promise in me that he's showing me how to do this," and that kind of continues to grow. And then the next thing you've got a very happy and someone that's going to be very loyal, and 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, there's, you're, like you said, you're investing in those guys, and that makes them feel like they're part of the team. So, you want your crew to be a team and feel part of a team. Even if one guy is brand new and he doesn't have any experience, you want him to feel welcome. And, it's hard because, blue collar trades, there's this like stigma that you got to like be rough and, hard on people and bully the new kid and all that. And, I'm not saying we don't play pranks on people and stuff. We do, but I'm not going to tolerate, bullying,
right,
on these new guys that are, are you trying to get people to come in the trades, or are you trying to scare them away? Right.
Exactly. Guys, thanks so much for watching the clips. If you would like, please subscribe. Also, if you'd like more clips like this, click here. Or if you'd like to enjoy this whole episode, click here.